Welcome to NOLA Stamping. I'm Barb Baldwin, and today we're going to be making a really cool retro card using countryside in papers. I really like the colors that go along with this paper, and it is, I like all the little designs, and it's kind of hidden in the Stampin' Up book, so I like flipping through the papers really quick. All of them are just these gorgeous dark colors, and I really like blue. It's like a great sort of neutral color. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to take boho blue and we're going to make that into the card base. So we're going to need a piece that's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. So we'll just be able to take a piece of the letter size paper and cut it in half and get 2 cards out of it. Okay, so we're also going to need a piece of boho blue that's 2.25 by 2.25 inches. And I have a little scrap piece, so I'm just going to trim it down real quick to the 2.25 by 2.25. Okay, so we also need a couple pieces of basic white. So for the interior card panel, we're going to cut a piece that's 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And then we're going to cut a piece for the front of the card, where the little sentiment goes, that is 2 inches by 2 inches. And then we're also going to need an extra little piece to cut out the tab. So grab a piece of scrap that's about 2 inches by 2 inches also. Okay, so let's grab that gorgeous countryside in paper. I've been using a bunch of it. You're going to want to cut a piece that's 1 3/4 inch by 5 inches. Another piece that's 3 inches by 4.25 inches. And one that's 2.5 inches by 2 inches. So when I picked the designs, I wanted to be really intentional and grab, since there's 3 pieces, piece that was like one that was dark, one that was sort of medium, and then one that was light. So then that way, not everything feels muddled or anything like that when we put the card together. Okay, time for stamping. So I'm going to apologize. I did use a retired stamp from Close to My Heart. It is cute, and the size is just perfect for this card. But any sort of stamp that's kind of like on the smaller side would work perfectly. So like you don't have to use the RV theme. You could use like a flower or a cute little critter. I think that would be perfect. So I am just going to stamp everything in Misty Moonlight. So then I'm going to grab the keeping tabs from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to cut out like a little tab, and I'm using Misty Moonlight again, and I'm going to stamp just like hello friend at the very top of one of the little tabs, and we'll use that to insert on the front cover of the card. So speaking of the front cover of the card, let's go ahead and do a fun little technique. So I wanted to match the color of the ink and not worry about having to find like a marker, make sure the marker matches, stuff like that. So what I'm doing is Stampin' Up sells these blender pens. And so what I did was I took the ink, just my ink pad, and I'm picking up a little bit of ink with the tip of the blender pen, and I'm just using it to color in like a couple little spots on my little pop-up RV, just to tie together the different colors. I knew I didn't want to have like too much color on there. The rest of the card has a bunch of designs in color, so your eye sort of wants like there to be a little bit of space. So I just was trying to keep the coloring as like low key as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble the card. I stamped the sentiment on both sides because I messed up. There's a little smudge on one side, and I liked RV there yet better. So I'm going to go ahead and put the interior sentiment in the card. And then on the front of the card, you want to make sure that back dark piece is far over to the left-hand side. I'm just leaving a little border about, I would say, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch all the way around and just sort of try to match it on the top and the sides. And then just sort of centering that striped piece and then trying to match the same sort of border on the right hand side. So it's about 1/4 of an inch to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and use mini dimensionals, little foam dots, to attach the RV, the little pop-up, to the frame for it. So that's just like 1/4 of an inch larger. So we're sort of keeping that same sort of frame feel. And then for that last piece, we're going to use that as sort of like a flag. So I just was trying to play with the spacing to see what felt right. So we want to use it over on the left-hand side. And I'm just going to dovetail or fishtail up the piece. So I'm just cutting up the center and then cutting in from each side. And then that way, like, it sort of makes the dovetail even. So on the final card, I want to make sure that the frame for the RV just sort of lines up with that dark piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the flag. And so you'll see that I added adhesive to it and then stuck it up and underneath the frame. So then that way everything is sort of lined up without having to worry about, rulering it and lining it up. So I'm just going to fold up just give it a little bit of space and add another little mini dimensional. And I'm going to put that on the front of the card. So I really, really love the pecan pie and clear ribboned dots. So I'm going to use those clear ones. They feel kind of silvery, so they feel a little bit like a pop-up trailer would feel. So I'm going to put 3 across the front on the top, and then I'm going to match those 3 underneath, just sort of playing with like the rivets of an RV, the way that would look. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add 3 to the side, the smaller ones. And I originally had 3 on the little diamond, but it just didn't work for me. So I pulled them out, and I'm going to do something a little different. With the September-December catalog, they have this really cool linen thread twine. And it comes in the Night of Navy color. So what I did was, I'm just going to make a bow with it. And so I wrap it around my fingers, like going every other. And then I'm going to slow this down so you pull the thread around the edge of it. And then just loop it in to make a tie right around the center of where the bow will be. And then you just sort of zhuzh it up, and then you've got like a nice little like multi-done bow, and it was super easy to do, and you don't have to worry about tying a million things. So I'm just going to put that on a glue dot and put it down there instead of those 3 little embellishments, because I think it works better with the bow. I think it just looks so pretty. And I'm just going to trim up those 2 edges, and I really like how that came out instead. Because I love those little dots, I'm trying as hard as I can to add them in somewhere. So I put them on and took them off in the exact same place like 3 times. But that's the fun of embellishment, right? Do it until it looks good to you. So, okay, let's go ahead and add our little Hello Friend tab on there. And I'm just using a tape runner to attach a little bit of tape on both sides. and pop that right underneath the diamond. And I think that is it. So I just wanted to do a quick reminder that if you enjoy a day of craftiness, you might want to think about signing up for our paper party on September 28th. I'm co-hosting with two other fantastic scrappy people, Christina and Laura. Don't forget the early bird ends soon on September 1st. And Laura, the scrapbook guru, shared a couple of screen grabs of what she's going to be doing, and it is fantastic. So if you want to sign up, the link will be down below in the description. You can find out more information or where to sign up. Okay, well, thanks for making this card with me today. I hope you make it or make it your own. And don't forget to stay crafty.